Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, is looking abroad to divert the flow of asylum seekers heading for Australian shores. The Labor government wants to set up a detention centre in East Timor, even though in opposition it criticised the Howard government for processing asylum seekers in Nauru. Work's now begun to convince the government of East Timor to cooperate. It's the latest manoeuvre in the political war games over border protection. From Canberra, Hayden Cooper reports.
She's the new Prime Minister.
Hello.
Wielding an old policy. Overseas refugee processing is coming back, whoever wins the election.
This is a solution I will pursue relentlessly.
Where John Howard had Nauru, Julia Gillard eyes East Timor as the answer.
A boat ride to Australia would just be a ticket back to the regional processing centre.
It's a three-state solution. The Prime Minister also wants New Zealand's help in resettling asylum seekers from the new centre. But John Key won't agree to increase his country's current refugee intake.
So we do have some skin in the game in trying to find a solution, but it's got to be one that deters people from coming to through an illegal method, and it can't, as I say, deteriorate either the quality or increase the numbers that come to New Zealand.
As for the mood in Dili, the Deputy Prime Minister sounds reluctant.
At this stage, frankly speaking, we are not ready.
But Julia Gillard's hoping to win over a higher power.
President Ramos Horta told me that he welcomed the conversation about this possibility.
It's gone no further than that yet. A testing of the waters by Australia, a promise to talk from its neighbours.
They just don't have it in them to fix the problem that they created.
Never one to be outmuscled, Tony Abbott used the occasion to take his own policies a step further. He's pledging to send back asylum seekers who are suspected of destroying their passports.
If you do not cooperate by, for argument's sake, destroying your documents, that will be judged against you. That will be quite properly held against you.
He also wants the Immigration Minister to have the final say on individual cases. The Prime Minister promised to say something about this issue before the election, and she has delivered the lurch to the right that her predecessor predicted. But Julia Gillard's also careful to keep the left on side by seeking the involvement of the UN in any new policy. Even so, some have already dubbed this the Timor solution, and a big shift from the Prime Minister's past.
We think the so-called Pacific solution, which is their main policy, has been a costly and unsustainable farce.
Now Howard government heavyweights are boasting that their policy was too good for Labor to ignore.
Well, I don't think the Pacific solution, by the way, was ever terribly popular. I didn't get so much overwhelmed with positive feedback over the years to the Pacific solution, but it was effective.
This is Gillard's Pacific solution, John Howard's Pacific solution in a new postcode.
The issue itself remains just as divisive.
Only this sort of long-term approach will deliver what we need. I ask for the patience and support of the Australian people as we work with the countries of our region on this shared challenge.
In search of an elusive consensus. Hayden Cooper, Late Line.